So we're inside, and I just whipped up a quick little wiring diagram here in Photoshop. I grabbed the picture from the manual here, and let's go over some of the pins that you're gonna want. So first thing is this jumper here, the figure 1 jumper. This has to do with the power supply. So there's a 24 volt position and a 12 volt position. You have to be really careful. You don't want to cause permanent damage. The use of 24 volts with the jumper in the 12 volt position will cause permanent damage. By default, it's set to 24 volts. So that's good. It's less likely if you have a 12 volt supply, or sorry, if you have a 24 volt supply, that you would fry this, because by default it's set up to have 24 volts. So my gate spits out 24 volts, so I would leave that jumper the way it is, the way it came from the factory. For the security mode, you can either set it to normal or high. In normal security mode, it includes any combination of rolling code, billion code, or dip switch remotes. The high security mode is different. The high security mode only allows rolling code transmitters or passwords in high security mode. So it just kind of depends on the remote you have there. You could just, most of the time you're going to be able to use normal security mode, which will actually allow more remotes to be compatible with the unit. So if you're having some remote incompatibility, you might want to go ahead and switch that jumper around. All right, now let's look at the third jumper. So there's actually 3 jumpers on this remote. The third jumper has to do with constant operation versus momentary operation. So momentary operation means the relay will be activated momentarily, in this case for a quarter of a second, regardless of the length of the radio transmission. So that is what you're going to want for most gates. It's basically just going to be a little switch. It's going to activate for a quarter of a second, and then that should activate the gate and open. Constant operation means that when you press it, it's going to constantly have those relays. So that is for a commercial application. So most residential applications are not going to have constant operation. The receiver can be set for either constant or momentary closure on the output contacts. Use of constant closure is prohibited on residential garage door openers because it overrides the safety reversal devices. So that means that if you had some garage door sensors, if you had it on constant, it wouldn't be very good. Let's go over the installation now. So this is going to depend on if you have a DC transformer. If you have a DC transformer, you can just plug that right in. You connect the transformer and you connect the antenna. And I mean, that's extremely easy. It gets its power from one side, and then the relay will just connect on 3 and 4. So it won't really matter. You can do, so common, you'd probably have, 1 wire here and 1 wire here. And you could probably switch the order of these 2 wires. It wouldn't matter if you have the receiver, the DC transformer. So that wouldn't really matter. Here, it also, I don't think would matter. You could use white and black or whatever color. Maybe they're both white. These relay activation wires are. So basically, when you touch those 2 wires together, it should trigger opening the gate. And it won't matter what polarity it is here. This, I think the polarity matters with this. I think you want negative for 1 and positive for 2, but it might also not matter. So let's go on down to the schematic. Let's say that you don't have a transformer and you're getting your power from the gate. I went ahead and designed this in Photoshop. So on slot 1, you're going to have your negative, which is going to be the ground, and slot 2, you're going to have your positive, which is going to be the 24 volt supply, and on slot 3, you're going to basically create a small jumper wire that goes to slot 1. Now, if you look at slot 4 goes ahead and connects to the actual relay, the relay there. So in this example here, when you touch the white and the black wires together, what that will do is that will trigger opening the gate. You also should take note that since the 3 and the 1 terminals are jumped, what that means is that not only is this black wire serves two purposes. This black wire serves as a ground for the power of this remote receiver, but also the black wire also serves as a relay, one of the grounds for the relay. So what happens is the 3 and 4 are the relay terminals on this remote receiver here, meaning that when you activate this button on the remote, it's going to basically connect these two wires together, 3 and 4. But it's also, the black wire is also providing power to the unit. So it's actually not that hard when you think about it, but it is pretty difficult if you don't know how to wire it up. So hopefully this helps you out a little bit. Thanks for watching.